and I was an atheist. When I was 16, I realized that this is just who I am. And I'm wondering what your transition was. It was very hard for me. I had to realize I was not going to be a part of minority. I didn't know any women, particularly when I was 16, any women at all that were atheists or didn't truly think about religion the way that I did. I was reading about it, discovering it, going out, not just listening to quality times, but actually going to libraries and discovering really what religion is, the best way that I could. So, what was your transition? I mean, did you feel in isolation? Did you, that's, I'm trying to remember, it's tough and it's painful too.
No, you know, honestly, the truth of the matter is that my father has the world's most identifiable handwriting. If you saw his handwriting 10 years ago, no problem. And I was 4 or 5, and Santa had the same handwriting as and I came to my parents, both of them, and I said, I get it. There's no Santa Claus. You did this. And it was sort of like, well, Santa asked me to do the tags. Like, he was running behind. And I said, no, I understand. I get it. There's no Santa Claus. Okay, And then my older sister got in on it. No, there's a Santa Claus, and if you're not good, you're not getting anything else next year, and if you keep asking about it. And I have no poker face and I can't lie. That made me mistrust everything that my parents said from that moment on. I'm sorry if you tell your kid there's a Santa Claus. Please, I hope your kid's not like me in that regard and like knows, you don't know what you're talking about ever. But it made me feel like these people think I'm stupid. They think I'm going to buy anything. How dare they? And then there was this Jesus who loves all the little children of the world, but when we're mad, we make Jesus angry at us. I'm 5 years old. The nuns are telling me, who are wonderful, loving, excellent educators. But Jesus won't love me if I, hit the kid who won't shut up next to me, kicking my chair. I won't shut up. What am I supposed to do? Now Jesus hates me because I want to listen to you. Okay, fine. And I think I'm just the type of person. I'm just I am the personality. I've been getting kicked out of religion classes since they put me in them. I've been called troublemaker since before I could even spell it. I think I just have that particular type of personality. But I have always understood that people don't like you when you're. Here's a conference that happened in 3rd grade. My parents had to come into the school and meet with the principal and my 3rd grade teacher because Jamila is going to grow up with a tall place. Jamila only plays with the boys. She's out there rougher than they are. She won't wear the uniform skirt. She's always in the pants. And we don't see Jamila interacting with any girls at all. She's going to have a complex. I didn't know what the hell a complex. I didn't realize until college that my parents thought I was a lesbian until I brought a boy home from college. And if I was, so what? I mean, I have 3 sisters. What do I want to spend time with girls for? I mean, that's, boys. So for me, I've always been the oddball out, and it was really hard. It was lonely. It was painful to be told you're not black enough. What are you listening to that music for? How come you're not like it? You're not like it. Who do you think you are? And I was a lonely teenager and then I went to college and was like, oh wow, thinking is cool again. So it's a process, and I think we can't discredit online communities for at least letting kids know, hey, hold on. Get to 17, get to, okay, damn you with late birthdays. Get to 18 and then get out of the house. Because I went to college 1.1 miles from the house I lived in. I lived in the dorms. I went home for Thanksgiving because they closed the place. I went home for Christmas because if you weren't an international student, they would lock you in there. And I really had to just learn to be my own person. And I hope it's getting easier. I mean, every teenager is the saddest and loneliest, and, just most misunderstood teenager ever, especially now that they call it emo. We didn't even have words for it. We were just, pathetic. But now we can exploit online communities. We can exploit YouTube videos. We can at least say, hey, kid, you know what? Don't kill yourself because you're the only gay person on the planet. Don't cause yourself harm. I mean, that It Gets Better campaign. We need better language, because I was going to say it's a godsend. It's a man-send, and a wonderful one. Man, humans. There's some people say, well, I mean, Dan Savage is a man, so that's why I was on it. It's important that we learn to, put ourselves out there. I was there. I can tell you what it was like. It's hard being equal.
So, by the way, this topic of how did you come to humanism, atheism, secularism, that's our topic. We're going to break out into small groups in 3 weeks, March 20th, and have people share their stories. That's the whole discussion that week. And then the parenting thing, that's the following week, where we're going to talk about parenting and humanism.
I'm going to try and come back up here.
Well, there you go. So,
yeah, I got a little heat.
So anyway, just we covered two of our next subjects right in just in that answer. Keep going. Ken, were you next and then John, or was it John and then Ken?
I'm an atheist too, like you, and black and male, not female. And you say like women are in danger. 1984 or so, the FBI put out a report, just as put out a report that said 1 out of 7 black men is expected to die of murder instead of old age and mental health, compared to like 1 out of 115 black females, 1 out of 125 black females, 1 out of 325 black females. I read that and I said, is this true? They make a mistake with this? Subsequently, I've been curious about that, and it's kind of true. And I only say when you say that black women are in danger, I as a black male say, compared to what? And I've been to jail, I've been to prison, and I've had black men approach me and tell me women are in danger. So I tell these black men that, well, 1 out of 7 black males can be expected to die of birth. So these black brothers come up, talk up on me. And I can talk back up. I'm heterosexual, I ain't gay or bisexual. So I talk, but at the same time, I'm not trying to kill no black male, since I know this is going down. But there's something that goes on between black males where they don't get it, and it kills them. And I'm aware of that because I've been seeing it for so many years. I've been stuck with some black men. I've had now with it after I found out this happened. There's some of the black males who don't know this is going on or don't care or whatever, and I'm aware of that. I'm just saying that to say something else. That gets me in a lot of trouble because I see that I don't have that much empathy for women suffering compared to the apathy that I get from black women and white women. And I'm heterosexual. And I get a lot of them. And I'm an atheist too. And I'm one of the penguins that jumped in the water. I had to seal and kill a whale and deal with them. And other penguins is watching. And it's the black who made it. But I ain't going in there with my heels. So
before you answer, I just want to say one thing. I don't think that the EPA makes many less stakeholders than the bank yourself public or anything like that. So I'm sure you weren't implying that.
I am implying that. I think it does do that. I think there's some gays and homosexuals will back off when it comes time to fight. I've been around some homosexuals. Well, me and you disagree about that. Me and you disagree about
Okay,
that.
gentlemen. Okay. I like being a sergeant at arms in every group of men.
All right.
Thank you. Really different about that.
Okay. Now, here's what I say on a few points. Number one, looking at religion in this country.
Excuse me, I wasn't done before you interrupted.
Sir,
no, excuse me.
All right.
He interrupted me before I was done. I think that's really rude. And this is another thing that happens too. Like I had a question for you. What do you think about negotiating things, negotiating through this stuff? I'm black in the sense that I don't wear a poker face and I don't lie either, but I'm not so humorous like you. I don't like the conditions that black males live under. I don't like conditions that I live under as a class of people, and I talk about it. I try not to be so emotional about it because some people challenge me like this people challenge me like you did. But that's okay. Like I said, I'll square up to a challenge.
I do want to answer your point. There are a few of them. Okay. Rather than, and this is me talking as me, journalist, person, researcher, human who has lived it, person who has lost black relatives who are, young boys to, foolishness. I understand that. I speak to you also as the mother of a little black boy who is endangered. The 1 in 7 statistic is true. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that, forgive me, but I'm not going to pull punches here. There is a crisis in the black community where black folks don't think. Black folks will say, Pastor tells me, Oprah tells me, well, it's always been this way, and rather than say, what does it mean to educate myself? What does it mean that my schools are so poor that even if I do my best, I can't compete? What does it mean when people in the black community, Prince George's County in Maryland, the most wealthy black community anywhere in the country, has some of the poorest schools outside of the Mississippi Delta? The state considered taking over the schools in PG County, where the median income is something like $75,000, and that's not even including Jericho City of Praise, that lavish, multi-million-dollar beacon of a church. The work must come. The work must come from within. There are people who are studying for PhDs trying to figure out how to fix that problem, and it is a problem. But it's not an issue of heterosexism or an issue of homophobia. It's an issue of black people in this country live in many communities where the same old happens. And I can happily talk about that, but today is not that day. I'm sorry. I can go on and on.
We'll talk another time.
Yeah, but I want to get back to the humanist because I have to admit I just love being about my humans. You don't mind I'm calling my humans. So much. So we'll chat, but I mean it's important. But we can always go to the I'm a Jew, my people are oppressed. I'm black, my people are oppressed. I'm a black Jew, so what? So, there's always somebody who's had it rougher than you. And then you go to a Native American reservation and go, your median age is only 43 in 2011. Yeah, find somebody who speaks the language.